When do you think every single UFC champion will lose their title, and who could they lose their title to? Today, I wanted to predict that for you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Guys, this video is inspired by Warhorse MMA. If you're familiar with that channel, fantastic channel. Go check him out. He uploaded a video talking about, is this the greatest UFC champion era of all time? And that's a very interesting conversation to have because what he had to say was he doesn't really see any of the champions losing. But I wanted to see if, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I disagree with that, but we're going to go through the divisions. I'm going to talk about the contenders, and I'd love to know what you think about it down below afterwards. A little bit of a lengthy intro. Apologies for that, everybody. Let's start with flyweight. So we have Alexandre Pantoja, and this is a tough one, okay? This is a tough one because he already cleared out so much of the division. The problem is, Brandon Moreno's never going to fight him again. We know that Brandon Moreno's capable of defeating him. Brandon Royval's also capable of defeating him. I wouldn't pick him again. Also, Alexandre Pantoja is getting there up in age, or getting up there in age, and you can't exactly have a long-lasting championship run in these small divisions when you're getting older, okay? Tyra could absolutely win. I don't think Kai Kara-France is going to win. Manel Cap, yeah, he certainly has a possibility too. There's a lot of possibility within the flyweight division, but with all of these fights, I would pick Alexandre Pantoja to beat all of them. So for Alexandre Pantoja to lose, he might have to actually go up and fight Merab Dvalishvili. Steve Erceg, in my opinion, did beat him. Asu Almabayev, unfortunately, isn't going to get a title shot anytime soon. They might bump up Tagir Ulanbekov if he keeps winning, just give him another title shot. That wouldn't shock me, to be honest with you. But I don't think that Alexandre Pantoja will be losing his belt. I think that his likely path is going to be beating Kai Kara-France. They'd probably have to fight Manel Cap after that. He'd probably beat Manel Cap. I would imagine he would take him down. I think Brandon Moreno's going to beat Steve Erceg, so we're going to be stuck there too. What are they going to do? Give Brandon Royval another title shot? I don't know. Maybe then they'll actually have Tagir Ulanbekov take on one of these contenders, possibly win, and then bump him up to the top, and I would pick Alexandre Pantoja to beat him as well. So I think that Alexandre Pantoja, he's going to get upset one of these days, but I think that he is probably going to remain champion for a very, very long time. Let's talk about bantamweight Merab Dvalishvili. I believe that Merab is the greatest bantamweight of all time, and he's probably on something. We all know it, right? So at what point can he continue doing that and keeping this up? Because his age cardio, it's crazy. The amount of output that he has. This version of Merab, assuming that he does not slow down, he's going to beat everybody at this point. He's gonna. I know people are talking about the Sean O'Malley rematch. That's probably going to be the next fight. It was a close fight the first time, but I think Merab's just gonna take him down the next time. I think he's gonna be a little bit more aggressive. I think Merab's still actually getting better. Petr Yan is the best chance that we have. Petr Yan, I don't think is gonna beat him again. It's probably gonna be the same thing. Like, these two are probably gonna get a title shot again. He's gonna lose both of them. Umar Nurmagomedov is certainly capable of beating him, and I don't mind his chances in the rematch. And I was shocked a little bit, to be honest with you, because I thought that the UFC would want them to win, and then they would already have a scorecard written out for Umar Nurmagomedov. Corey Sandhagen wouldn't beat him. Davison Figueiredo wouldn't beat him. Song Yadong wouldn't beat him. Marlon Vera, Rob Font, Henry Cejudo, Mario Batista, Jose Aldo, anybody down there. I don't think that they would beat Merab Dvalishvili. You know what's crazy? Well, watch Ayman Zahabi be the guy with the slow stance that he has. Just could you imagine? That'd be funny. But I think that if everybody, Umar Nurmagomedov showed they did the best chance. And I think that his hand actually was injured. It appeared to be injured. So that's something to take into consideration. Umar was actually performing very, very well against Merab Dvalishvili. So I think it will take an Umar to beat Merab Dvalishvili. But other than that, I think Merab Dvalishvili definitely beats everybody in the division. Featherweight's vacant. What are we going to do there? We're going to have to skip featherweight, unfortunately. Okay, let's continue on to lightweight Islam Makhachev. Probably fighting Ilia Topuria. I would pick Islam Makhachev to beat Ilia Topuria, but that's a toughie. Ilia Topuria certainly has GOAT status. So that could be a loss for Islam Makhachev. The problem is, there's a lot of times where I go, okay, I can see this guy beating Islam. It's possible, but then Islam just beats them. So at what point am I just going to say, you know what, Islam's the GOAT. He's not going to lose to anybody. He's going to beat Arman again. He's going to beat Oliveira again. Gaethje, if he happens to win this weekend, he can fight Islam Makhachev. Ilia Topuria is the best chance at beating Islam Makhachev. I know Islam wanted to talk about moving up to welterweight. There he might have some issues, but I'm going to stick with Islam Makhachev and say that he's not losing his belt at least anytime soon. Let's continue on to welterweight Bilal Muhammad. He can certainly lose. He's getting up there in age. He's probably on something, and he's performing better than ever, right? And I've been doubting the guy, and he kept winning. But this division is very strong now. I'm shocked that Leon Edwards' fight wasn't close, but then again, it was 5 a.m., Shavkat Rakhmonov can beat him. Kamaru Usman is unfortunately washed now. Jack Della Maddalena, I don't know how that fight's going to go, to be honest with you. Sean Brady could offer a little bit of resistance to him. The way the first fight went just didn't make any sense. Joaquin Buckley's probably big enough and strong enough where he could maybe chuck Bilal Muhammad off of him. Ian Gary would beat him. I wholeheartedly believe Ian Gary would beat him. So, if Ian Gary wins another fight, perhaps we can get the Bilal Muhammad fight, assuming that he beats Jack Della Maddalena. I think Ian Machado Gary would beat Bilal Muhammad in every aspect of MMA. Other than that, I don't see anybody else in the division. Like, I'm unsure how I feel about Michael Morales, but Bilal Muhammad, I believe, is capable of holding the belt for a long time, and he's capable of losing it at the same time, too. Let's talk about middleweight. Dricus du Plessis. I'm done doubting the guy. I'm done doubting the guy, but I will doubt him one more time. Sorry. It doesn't make sense that he keeps winning fights, and he's improving, okay? Nasruddin Imavov, Dricus du Plessis, I think would beat. Sean Strickland, we know what's going to happen. Khamzat Chimaev, I think Dricus du Plessis is too big, and he will chuck Khamzat off of him. Robert Whittaker, we've seen that. Kyle Braujo is the guy that is going to beat Dricus du Plessis. I believe that. I believe Kyle Braujo will be stronger, or not necessarily stronger. He'll be strong enough to match Dricus du Plessis' awkwardness. His striking's improving. The ground game is there. I think Kyle Braujo is certainly a champion down the road. Fluffy Hernandez is also an interesting one because maybe he could put on a relentless pace over 5 rounds against Dricus du Plessis that he's not ready for. So Dricus du Plessis, I should just pick him in the fights moving forward, but I just don't know. He is certainly capable of keeping his title, but I think it's going to take a Kyle Braujo or possibly an Anthony Hernandez to beat Dricus du Plessis. Let's continue on to light heavyweight. Who knows how this video is going to age, because at the time recording this video, it's right before Alex Pereira fights Magomed Ankalaev. This is the division where anything can happen, okay? There's a lot of really, really hard-hitting strikers. Magomed Ankalaev is certainly capable of beating Alex Pereira. Honestly, Yuri is too. Jan Blachowicz, we've seen that fight, although I don't think Jan anymore because he's been off for a while and he's over 40. Carlos Olberg, Khalil Roundtree Jr., these guys can definitely get the title. I don't think that anybody is out of the question, really, to take on Alex Pereira. It's a tough division, and Alex Pereira is due for an upset. Alex Pereira can get chinned. We've seen him chinned. He's not unbeatable, okay? He's due for an upset. I think that is the division right now where the title can kind of fly around the most. That's nothing to take away from from Pereira. Okay, now let's talk about heavyweight. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion. I'm sorry, I'm not talking about John Jones. He's not going to fight, and if he fights Tom Aspinall, he's going to get floored, okay? Tom Aspinall, like, the problem is that heavyweight, anybody can get chinned. But realistically, guys, who beats Tom Aspinall? Gon, Volkov, Pavlovich, Blades, Almeida, Spivak, Tybura, Lewis, Tuivasa, Gaziev, Waldo Cortez Acosta. Tom Aspinall is going to go down as the greatest heavyweight of all time, probably. But then again, is he really? Because the heavyweight division's in also such like a poor state. You have Volkov, who's good, Blades, who is great, and that's pretty well it. You know? Tom Aspinall is an amazing fighter, and I would have loved to see him fight the past versions of different fighters. That's a video that I want to work on, by the way. Like, what if Tom Aspinall was like popped into a heavyweight division, the old, how would he perform? That'd be really interesting. Okay, let's continue on to women's strawweight, women's flyweight. Zhang Weili is also due for an upset, but who's going to beat her? Jillian Robertson, Lupi Godinez, apologies if you can hear my notification over there, guys. Nobody in that division has anything for Weili. Women's flyweight, though. Valentina Shevchenko. She's probably going to lose to Manon Fiorot. She's probably going to lose her next fight. Manon Fiorot's big. Valentina Shevchenko is well past her prime. I'm pretty confident she's going to lose her next fight. Other than that, the division's still weak, man. It's still very, very weak. But Manon Fiorot's probably going to reign supreme in that division for a long time, perhaps. We'll have to revisit this video. Where do you think all of the UFC champions will be losing their belt? I would love to know what you think about it down below. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Check out this video on screen right now. YouTube thinks that you like it the best if you like watching the channel. Thank you again for being here, everybody. Take care.